Hello doctors, coming to degeneration and regeneration in peripheral nerves. It's an interesting topic and clinically quite important as well. People at the outset have this clarity. The degeneration process and regeneration process in peripheral nerves are very different from central nerves. Neurons in brain, neurons within spinal cord has got a completely different mechanism of degeneration and regeneration. That is not the topic of our discussion now. Our focus is going to be only on the neurons which are located on peripheral nerves, right? So, right at the beginning, have this clarity. You are not going to study the mechanism of degeneration and regeneration of neurons in brain or in spinal cord. You are going to study the processes involved in damage, degeneration and how it comes back to life for a neuron located within nerves, peripheral nerves. Now, degeneration process that happens in a neuron which is already located in a peripheral nerve, we call this process as Wallerian degeneration, which means in this picture people, you can clearly see we got a motor neuron here. This is a motor neuron. And this motor neuron has got cell body that branches out into axon, and this axon goes and branches out into many axonal terminals. Each axonal terminal is going to innervate muscle cells forming neuromuscular junction, multiple neuromuscular junction, right? Now in this neuron, if you consider there is a damage here. At this point there is a damage, guys, alright. The segment of axon distal to the site of damage, which means this part, right? The segment of axon that is located distal to the site of damage. This region of axon undergoes degeneration, and that degeneration is what is called as Wallerian degeneration, doctors. At the outset, have this clarity when it comes to Wallerian degeneration. First thing first, what you should be understanding is this involves a process of degeneration of distal segment or degeneration of segment distal to injury. This do not involve degeneration proximal to the injury site. So there is no problem to these regions, alright. The segments which are proximal to injury are going to be very fine, very normal, and only the segment which is distal to the injury is going to be degenerated, and that process is what is called as Wallerian degeneration. So guys, the other name for Wallerian degeneration is going to be anterograde degeneration. The reason why we name this as anterograde degeneration is when it comes to injury to an axon, the segment which is present distal to the injury is alone going for degeneration, but the segment which is above the injury, the proximal segments are going to be very much normal. There is going to be absolutely no problem to these proximal segments, and it is only the distal segment which is undergoing injury, people. This is the outline of Wallerian degeneration, guys.